Aloha and Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center here on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. We present this class every Thursday night from 6 to 8 o'clock and recorded on our website, kauaidharma.org. I'm Lama Tashi. When we present these classes, we present them in such a way as it encourages practice to be easy for people that are interested in retraining their minds. And in this Bodhisattva tradition, that's the most important aspect of the Dharma, is actually practicing using your body, speech, and mind. Before we start the class, I would like to show the new publication of The Story of All of Us, Simply Said. And this has already been 2,000 copies of this have been printed through Lama Rinpoche's Dharma Center. And this one, we got 3 copies of this from Amazon. And I think they're $8.
Yes, I'm not sure how many they have sold yet.
Yeah, we don't know how many they've sold. But this particular book, The Story of All of Us, is not just to be read once. This is an actual guide. And Lama Rinpoche gave these teachings over about a 30 or 40-year period, and then one of his students recorded all of them, then transcribed them and put out this publication. So I highly recommend this for people that want to know, have some in-depth insight into what they are doing in practice and what are the results, how to accomplish the practice. When you become a practitioner, through the practice, you might gain what is called true experience. Now, experiences are just experiences, and they fall into 2 categories. For ordinary people, experience is in the relative mode. We call it the drama world type of experience. But the real true experience is about the nature of your mind. And what Lama Rinpoche says about this is actually the experience of emptiness or voidness. And through practice, as this experience deepens, they start to rest in a more pure state of awareness, abandoning the relative state. And in this state, without elaboration, one knows that the separated self that we believe in does not exist. If the I or the soul or whatever connotation we give to this does not exist, then anger and other emotional states cannot exist either. We can only have this true realization when the obscurations of the mind have been eliminated through practice. When we have this true experience, this is called the point of union. The perceiver and the perceived are undifferentiated. In this way, there is no object, no subject, and therefore no emotional conflicting mind can arise. So there is no action, so one can rest in this state of liberation beyond what we call the relative drama mind. When the experience and the realization of this undifferentiated state appears, it will open a new reality to us. Just as the accomplishment of self-liberation of thought does when we associate the thoughts with voidness or space. When the undifferentiated becomes deeply understood, deeply experienced, and deeply realized, this is the state of pure awareness. We call that Buddhahood or human maturity. Perceptions and awareness, when they become inseparable, we have become deeply realized in this experience. Then anger, desire, attachment, pride, jealousy, stupidity, and grasping at thoughts will no longer bother us. So until we gain this experience of the emptiness of all things, we are the slave of these thoughts and emotions that arise in our mind, and therefore we must practice the Dharma diligently. So if anybody needs these, order through Amazon, and I think they're limited to 3 copies right now. The Story of All of Us, Simply Said, by Lama Rinpoche. And by the way, he's sitting here on my right shoulder. Lama Tenzin sits on this shoulder. And the Dalai Lamas and other guru teachers here. So some of you might be able to see this. Now we can start practice. In the Tibetan tradition, when we start practice, when we arise in the morning, we have what we call the 4 ordinary foundation practices that set the stage for all of what we do with all the guidance from our teachers and the results. The first one of these is that we have a precious human existence. And it's free of 7 unfavorable states, which would cause us not to be able to connect to our true nature. More importantly, as an 8 positive state that aid us in accomplishing these teachings. The second thought is that everything is impermanent. Everything that you imagine, think about, believe in, or see, or sense will disappear. And it's the same for everybody, so we should practice now. The third thought that helps us to turn our mind to Dharma practice is that we have karma. And the karma is simple to explain. It's all the negative and positive tendencies that we developed in previous lives have followed us to this life. And all of the tendencies that we activate in this life will follow us into future life. And that's an infallible teaching. So we should practice now. The fourth thought is the unfavorableness of this conditioned existence, which we find ourselves in. And it's unfavorable because, first of all, everything is constantly changing. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And because of that, we should learn to stabilize our consciousness with awareness. Take the teachings of our Lama Gurus to heart and practice diligently every day. Those are called the 4 ordinary foundations, or the 4 thoughts that turn the mind to Dharma. And to start Dharma practice, one must understand that everything you do in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition is for the benefit of all the animals, all the humans, and all the spirits that exist in the entire universe. And that altruistic motivation is unique to our form of Dharma practice. And it is the theme of everything that we say, think, or do with our body, speech, and mind. It goes like this. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now all together to practice together, offer prostrations and other exceptional forms of accomplishment. And all of that is for the benefit of everyone else, and of course for our environment, the world around it. Then we take refuge. The refuge prayer goes like this. We go for refuge to all the holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the deities gathered in our mandalas of practice. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered the mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha teachers and practitioners. And we go for refuge to all the Dakas and Dakinis, or the protectors and defenders of the Dharma. All of these possessing the eye of transcending awareness. Then we take refuge in bodhicitta, which is that everything is illusory. And because of that, we should have compassion for all beings that don't know that or understand that. In Sanskrit, the altruistic motivation is chanted so that the beings around us in the spirit world will know that we are their friend. Dog dong jowa dong ke tha dong yang pe sem shem tom she du di ne jun te ji si Cheng Shu Ning Po La Chi Ki Bardu. In the refuge prayer, the 6 refuges. Palden Lama Dompa Nam La Chap Su Chio Yedam Chokor Gi Latso Nam La Chap Su Chio Sanjay Cho Dende Nam La Chap Su Chio Dampe Cho Nam La Chap Su Chio Kalpe Gendu Nam La Chap Su Chio Tao Kandro Chokyun Sume Sho Yesheki Shendong Dempa Nam La Chap Su Chio. In the Bodhisattva prayer, called Bodhicitta, Sanjay Chodam Chuki Chodam La Cheng Chu Bardu Dagni Chap Su Chi Dagi Jinso Jipe Sonam Cholam Panjur Sanjay Chuparsho. Sanskrit is actually chanted in all of the languages of the planet in the Buddhist tradition. So they have American, that's what we just did, Japanese, Chinese, Indian, and all of them have different dialects, and the sounds are a little different, but the basic words of the prayer do not change. And this way, all of the teachings of the Buddha have been transmitted to all the cultures of the planet. The mind, our mind, has two natures. Ordinary beings only know one nature, and that's to be emotionally involved with who they are and the world around them. And this sets up a dichotomy of conflict between the person and the world around him, between the subject and object. And this subject-object dichotomy is the source of not only all pain and suffering, but is the source of the extreme separation between individuals and societies on this planet today. And that in itself should be enough motivation to want to transform your own situation, your mind, into its ultimate state of awareness, which I read to you out of Lama Rinpoche's book. It's called Pure Awareness. And in this state, you're outside the box of the drama world. And it starts with the simple ability to be peaceful. They say, through meditation and the advice of the teachers, take yourself into a state of peace and tranquility. And then use that as a foundation to more and more enter into the pure state of awareness, which as a state of intelligence does not exist in our world today. And these higher states of intelligence are easy to recognize. For instance, the Dalai Lama. Many people have different ways of thinking, practicing, believing, but most of them greatly honor the Dalai Lama. Why? Because he has wisdom. He has higher intelligence. And his intelligence is based on two factors: loving kindness and interest in the well-being of all beings, not just human beings, but all the animals and all the spirit worlds in and around it. And everything he does 24/7 is for the benefit of these sentient beings. And so, as a role model, he's honored throughout all societies in the world today. That's an example of intelligence. A lot of people are really smart. They have photographic memories. They can accomplish whatever they set out to do. But no concern for the well-being of others. No loving kindness, even towards themselves sometimes. And these two factors are the foundation of every word of the Dharma. Every prayer, every mantra, every form of guidance. Keeping this in mind, we'll start our practice. I'm showing you a picture of Padmasambhava in union with his consort, Yeshe Sargya.
It's from that same Tonka.
And it is on this picture, this Tonka, which is Abby's personal. And what it means is all men and women are like these two. They have Buddha nature already. This particular couple was actually an emanation of Shakyamuni Buddha. Prophesied and predetermined when the Buddha was alive. And he said, in the future, when the world starts to turn, he used the term dark, I will reappear and guide the Tibetan people and the people of the planet to obtain for themselves higher states of awareness. And so when we do that in this class, we start simply with meditation. Now, when you enter this bodhicitta world, bodhisattva world, I call it Bodhisattva Training School, you have six basic disciplines. Generosity. The second one is morality, ethics, and good manners. The third one is patience. The fourth Bodhisattva training is diligence or perseverance in practice. And these become the basis for the fifth one, which is meditative accomplishment. Meditative focus with awareness and use of the imagination. And these five, perfected with the wisdom nature developing and blended with the relative nature of the people in the world around us, produce the sixth training of insight. Perfect wisdom. And she is called the mother of perfect wisdom. And from this state of perfect wisdom, which has no thinking, no emotional construct, and no activity, all of the Buddhas and all of the teachings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and all lineages of all the lamas and teachers, from the time of Shakyamuni down to the present day, are from her source, from her heart. Everybody has this. It's innate. It's in your consciousness. You cannot find it outside. In fact, everything outside is a hindrance, a distraction to connecting with this inside through the heart. And so I find the purpose of this class over time, which has been going on for many, many years, is to simplify the access to this other nature and make it clearly understandable. Yes, there's a book called Perfect Clarity. Excellent book. Yeah. And Vivid Awareness, another excellent book. And as I said earlier, Lama Rinpoche's book, The Story of All of Us Simply Said. And these detail exactly what you are moving towards with these practices. But the simplest of all is to connect to your own breath, because it's keeping you alive. No breath, no life. And connecting to it with consciousness increases the life force of just that function in your body. So sit with your back straight, hands on your knees or in your lap, comfortable. Head slightly tilted forward. Mouth closed, eyes open slightly if you can. Soften your gaze to the space and light 2 feet in front. Breathe deep into your abdomen. And as you inhale, notice the diaphragm expanding. And when you exhale, the diaphragm contracts. Be conscious of that for just a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale. This spontaneous activity, whether you're conscious of it or not, is working miraculously 24/7. But this power of the breath is very, very important. And being conscious of it is even more important. So we have what we call the 3 lights breathing meditation practice. In Sanskrit, it's called prana yoga. With your body in these positions, inhale the air, which, by the way, contains all 5 elements. And as it comes into your lungs, imagine it to be filling your lungs with white light. Then the second step is to imagine the air energy that's passing through every cell in your body, blazing through your body as red light. Then bring this white and red, these 2 codes of energy together, and exhale the healing breath of blue light out your nose, and think of it going everywhere in space to everyone, like the sky. Inhale white light. The air is white light, fill your lung. The middle breath, absorption breath, is visualized as red light blazing through your body. These 2 together out your nose as blue light to space. Count 21 of these 3 light breaths. When you reach the 21st count, take your focus off the breath. Collect the 3 lights into a tiny particle of light and imagine it to be centered in your heart chakra, in the space between the lungs and the central channel of your life force. The moment you do this, you are connecting to the infinite light of boundless space. All light is totally interconnected to every form of radiation in the universe, which is boundless space. Relax in this basic space, the universal space called the All Ground in Tibetan, without any focus. Just be present and aware of its unlimited nature. Since this is the energy of everything, inside, outside, thoughts, body, the natural world, Again, connect to your heart chakra with the tiny particle of light. And focusing on that point, visualize it to expand into a very small sphere of clear light. Keep your focus on that small sphere, and as it expands, visualize it to change into one of the forms of the 5 elements used for the 5 elements healing practice. Space is a white sphere. The earth element is a half green sphere. The fire element is a red 4-sided pyramid. The water element is a blue sphere. And the earth element is a 6-sided yellow sphere. Whichever one you choose is to generate healing in you and the world around you. They are universal and unlimited. So visualize that small white sphere. Tonight we'll visualize it expanding into a blue sphere labeled water about the size of your thumbnail in the center of your heart chakra. Meditate on it. Visualize it moving out in front of your body and up before your eyes, 2 feet in front. Its nature and the nature of the space it inhabits there is the same nature. In keeping focus and meditation together, visualize it to grow into a sphere large enough that you can see your physical body just as you are, sitting inside. And at this point, your physical form is receiving the universal healing energy of the universe or world around you. Then continue the practice by visualizing this blue sphere to expand in size, to generate healing in a 50-mile diameter in every direction. Here we visualize the island of Kauai and surrounding ocean inside. Then expand the blue sphere labeled water to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere. The next step is to visualize to grow in size to completely enclose the solar system. Which is billions of miles in every direction inside. And expand your area of influence for this healing energy symbol to completely enclose our spiral disc-shaped galaxy. And expand it to infinite proportions by merging it with boundless space. This is beyond the conceptual mind's ability, so just relax. Be present. No meditations. Rest in space. The ultimate healing energy program of our universe. Then gather your focus and awareness together again and visualize the blue sphere enclosing the galaxy. Shrink it in size to just enclosing the solar system. Smaller to just enclosing Mother Earth. And much, much smaller to just enclose a city, town, island, or a large area of where you are doing this practice. And shrink it smaller, condensing all that healing energy into a blue sphere, visualizing just your physical body sitting inside. Then visualize the sphere shrink to its original small size, about the size of your thumbnail, 2 feet in front of your eyes. Drop it to chest level and into your heart chakra. Shrink it to a tiny point of light and merge that with boundless space and relax in voidness, no meditation. The mother element is space. Having merged this with your awareness and your focus, bring that awareness to in front of your eyes and spread it into your area of influence. Then, as a bodhisattva, dedicate the results of this practice to the benefit of all sentient beings inhabiting space. That's it. The 5 elements have been used in the Hinayana tradition of worldly applications symptomatically by all the healing programs in the human condition. And because of that, we are still here. And if we are to continue on this planet, I'm talking about us humans, we must have reverence and harmony with all of the elemental nature of the planet, of the world around us. Every aspect of everything, your body, and everything that exists is these 5 elements. And we think of them as the mother principle of creation. My own mother never let me forget that. She simply said, I created you. So keep that thought in mind as we do these practices, because when we introduced Padmasambhava with his consort Yeshe Sangho, he is the wisdom awareness, the method of accomplishing that state through the evolutionary process of the human condition. And when he appeared in the world in the 8th century, he was recognized everywhere he went for just that one quality.
What quality?
The quality of awareness. Alive, active, and fulfilling all function. If something wasn't right, it got fixed. If something was harmful, it disappeared. If somebody needed healing, they were transformed wherever he went. And he carried this on in Tibet to to the situation that we have today, of using the practice of being Padmasambhava in present time. And this is called the Tantric tradition of shamanistic Lamaism. And so from that time to now, he gave many prophecies, and so did his students, his consort, Yeshe Selgyo, and many others. And these prophecies have been fulfilled down to the present day. For instance, up-to-date prophecy with last year would be a year of war, fighting and quarreling globally as a major obstacle to civilization. So when we do these Dharma practices, we take into consideration these extremes of the social program of the human condition. And this is how we deal with them from inside. Because there's no way you can change it outside. Abby's giving it. Okay. Cut. So when we do this practice, keep that in mind. And if you don't do the practice, just saying the 7-line prayer is the practice. Just entering into this mandala of Guru Rinpoche. And so I have this text that we've translated with the Lama's help, the short version of what is called a soak, or an offering feast, Sagana Chakra. And we perform this ritual constantly over the last 2 years. And now we're into our 3rd year of this retreat here in our Comey Street cave, Abby and myself. And it's okay. I mean, everything. It's okay. The 7-line prayer of Guru Rinpoche by itself brings immediate blessings and results to the individual saying this prayer. And it starts with the sound of all healing, Hum. And in Tantric tradition, we sound the Hum 10 times. 3 to bring our body, speech, and mind into the practice. 4 times to bring the body, speech, and mind into union as the practice. And then 3 more times to get the results of the practice as the 3 kayas, the Dharmakaya, the Sambhogakaya, and the Nirmanakaya of the teacher. Om, Om, Om. Om, 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 Om. Om, Om, Om. Organ Yogi Nujan Cham Pema Gesordon Pola Yeshi Chogi Guju Ne Pema Junior Jeshu Ja Kanjo Kanjo Mampokur Keiki Jesu Japju Jingi Lobje Jesu So Guru Pema Siddhi. In Canadian, Hum. on the northwest border of the country of Oregon in the pollen heart of a lotus. Here you attained the marvelous, most excellent city and became renowned as the lotus born. You are surrounded by an infinite retinue of Dakini. As I practice following in your footsteps, I pray for you to approach and confer your blessings and protection. O Guru Pema Siddhi Pe. Guru Padma Siddhi Om Pe. I'm adding the Pe, which means right now. So this 7-line prayer, repeated many times, fulfills the function of viewing and awareness, developing simultaneously. But it becomes obvious that it's treating the cause of sickness and disease, the conflicting emotion. And because he went to Tibet and took Yeshe Sogyal as his consort in the court of Chaisan Deksen, the king of Tibet, and through their practicing for years, generated this healing program throughout the Tibetan region. We chant the prayer of his consort, Yeshe Sogyal, who was the first Lama, Tibetan Lama. Gal kun ke yu ching kunzamo o me ma che ching mo che so ju chok so de jen kan jo so Yeshe Sogyal Zalwa so wa de she nang so parche shi wa da ma ku je tempe chen ge lo. From Dharmadatta, Kunto Zangbo, the mother of perfect wisdom of all the victorious ones, kindest soul mother who protects the Tibetan people, Yeshe Sogyal, bestower of most excellent cities, sovereign of the Dakinis of supreme bliss. Yeshe Sogyal, at your lotus feet I pray. Come now to confer your blessings which pacify inner, outer, and secret obstacles, and stabilize the longevity of our Lama Gurus. Confer your blessings which pacify this area of disease, hunger, and warfare, famine, drought, and destruction of our worldly environment. Confer your blessings which pacify sorcery, hexes, and curses. Confer your blessings which increase longevity, splendor, and transcendental knowledge of awareness. Confer your blessings which spontaneously accomplish all our wishes. This prayer of Yeshe Sogyal's aspirations was translated by the 15th Karmapa, Kunkyo Dorje. It is said he was nursed by many wisdom Dakinis, and much virtue and goodness has spread because of this. So if you just do this much of the practice, just say the 7-line prayer and Yeshe Sogyal's aspiration prayer. tremendous change occurs in your consciousness. But if you actually take these two as who you are, the tantric practice, then the next part of the practice is to do that and make the aspiration prayers that result of that, and then finish that practice with the mantra of Yeshe Soigel and Padmasambhava. This prayer, this part of the practice starts with the sound ah, which is the sound of space and light together, the energy of everything. Ah. Before me, in my ordinary form, is Oregon stainless slate Dharma kosha. Its profound depths are filled with water of 8 qualities, and within its center I visualize the stem of a jewel lotus with petals unfolded of the Guru Rinpoche taking birth in the human condition. Upon this, Organ Dorje Chang, Padmasambhava, in whom all sources of refuge converge, appears brilliant with the splendor of light of the 32 major and 80 minor marks of a Buddha. We visualize him embracing Yeshe Soigel, the mother consort. He holds a vajra in his right hand and an offering vase with a skull cup in his left. So the vase is in the skull cup. Exquisite in their silks enormous of jewels and bone, within a vast expanse of 5-colored light, they blaze in the majesty and blessing of supreme bliss, which is your Buddha nature. Oceans of the 3 roots gather like clouds as their retinue. They gaze upon me, bringing down a shower of blessing and compassion. The 3 roots are all the lamas, all the peaceful deities, and all the protector deities. To this form of deathless, pristine awareness is the essence of all the victorious ones. To them I offer prostrations with faith and intense and powerful yearning to reach ultimate awareness. My body, wealth, and enjoyments, and all virtue gathered in the 3 times, I offer all of these in the manner of Samantra Vajra's infinite offering cloud. I confess without exception all harmful action and failings accumulated through time without beginning. Of the qualities of the victorious ones and their children, you are the sovereign Lord and consort. Lord protector, in your example, I rejoice from my heart. To you I pray with faith. I'm beseeching you to bring down a great ray of profound and vast Dharma teachings and practice, and by this amassing all virtuous qualities of my own and others, I will, for as long as conflict rounds of beings continue, follow in the wake of your example, Lord Protector. I dedicate all this to the guidance of beings throughout space. O great treasure of wisdom and unconditional love, in whom all sources of refuge converge, most excellent and precious refuge in these corrupt evil times. I am afflicted by the spread of the 5 degenerations. So I pray to you with great longing. Recall your child with love to clear all negativity. We summon forth the dynamic compassions from the vastness of your enlightened intent. Please grant your blessings to my devoted heart. We pray swiftly show signs and indication. Please confer the most excellent and ordinary cities right now in this place today. Then we finish this prayer with the 7-line prayer. Home on the northwest border of the country of Oregon, on the pollen heart of the lotus, marvelous in the perfection of your attainment, you are known as lotus born and surrounded by a circle, an infinite circle of Dakini. By following your footsteps, I pray you come to confer your blessings and protection. Guru Pema Siddhi Home. At the end of this practice is to say the 7-line prayer as many times as possible. Then chant the practice up to this point and say hundreds or thousands of Guru Rinpoche's mantra with you as the deity. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Padma Siddhi Om. 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 Okay.
Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om.
Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahum Vaja 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 Guru Siddhi Om. Vajguru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Vajguru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Vajguru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Vajguru Pema. Om Vajguru Pema Siddhi Om. 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 Om Vajguru Pema Siddhi Om. Vajguru Pema Siddhi Om. Om 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 Vajguru Pema Siddhi Om. 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 Vajguru Pema Siddhi Of the three syllables in the Lama's three places emerge the three rays of white, red, and dark blue light. As these emerge into my three places, the Om from the Lama's forehead emerges into my forehead, into a sphere of white light. The red Ah from the Lama's throat into my throat in a sphere of red light. And the dark blue Hong into my heart chakra in dark blue light. As these are absorbed into my three places, my three doors of body, speech, and mind are purified of all obscurations and become the indestructible values of the enlightened body, speech, and mind of all the Buddhas of the three times. Then merge all the three lights in your three places into the Hum in the heart center. The Lama in front melts into you, and together you become Padmasambhava with Yeshe Sogyal and the retinue of infinite Dakinis. All of this dissolves into light, which becomes a white sphere, glowing red and marked with a blue Hum in your heart center. As this is absorbed into my heart, I dwell in coral emergent Dharmakaya. Then the Lama's mind and my mind become inseparable. Ah, ah. The first ah is outer voidness of space as it exists universally, our universe. The second ah is the state of awareness of your highest intelligence developing and your Buddha nature appearing in the world today. So all of you, the mandala of the Dakinis, benefiting limitless sentient beings, all melts into you. You as Padmasambhava and Yeshe Zarya dissolve into the dark blue hole in your heart center in a 5-colored sphere of light. It shrinks to a tiny particle of light and becomes the vivid awareness of your own natural mind. No meditation. Sit comfortably, connecting to the bliss nature of ultimate awareness. when you rise from the second part of the practice, called the accomplishment stage, from bliss awareness, you again see the seed soul in your heart chakra. Your yidam spontaneously arises with this seed soul connected to the home, which symbolizes ultimate healing. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, healing is treated two ways. Symptomatically is how you take care of the body and the healing conditions of beings in the outer world around you. But in the practice of the path of skillful means, using the yidams, the deities, the lamas, the Buddha symbols, all of that comes under the medicine Buddha. Now, the medicine Buddha is, or any Buddha symbol, treats the cause, goes right to the cause of all disease, conflicts, emotional disharmony, and any outer source of harm. And so when you visualize the medicine Buddha, he's sitting on a lion throne with crossed vajras as a support. And this is all of the power of the Dharma. The crossed vajras symbolize the 5 Dhyana Buddhas. Then he sits on an 8-petal lotus coming out of a sphere of clear light in the sky of your mind, in an earthly setting. Okay, so you have the natural world is where this Buddha functions. The 8th petal lotus that this Buddha is sitting on, it has a Buddha on each petal. And the first 5 petals, the Buddha Amitabha, Ratnasambhava, Aksabhaya, Vairocana, and Amoghasiddhi, they sit as the antidotes to the 8 categories of conflicting emotions, which cause so much pain and suffering. Then the last 3 petals, 3 more Buddhas, and they're symbolized in their Sambhogakaya form or Buddha form as Chenrezig, Manjushri, and Vajrapani. And these 3, Vajrapani treats the curses and hexes. Manjushri treats the problem of people practicing religions with negative purpose, harmful purpose. And Chenrezig treats the world of sentient beings, especially those that intend harm to us, individually and collectively. So these 8 categories cover all the cause of disease in the human condition. They treat the cause and are functional in all symptomatic approaches to healing, which comes under the Hinayana. But this all comes under the Sutrayana, Tantrayana, and Vajrayana. And so when you use your body, speech, and mind, and use the medicine Buddha mantra, it is the Dharmakaya. It's all pervasive aspect of the healing intentions of all the Buddhas with the same syllable that Padmasambhava used, because he was a Buddha, whom. And many of the protectors, male and female, and yidams, this whom is part of the heart creation sound of whatever syllable they use for practical application. So again, we sound the hum 10 times. Hum, hum, hum. Hum, 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 hum. And then 3 more times. Hum, hum, hum. Dharma vehicle. Deity bliss vehicle. Loving kind teacher vehicle. Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. So this medicine Buddha is the theme of all the practices of Tibetan Buddhism, taught by Shakyamuni Buddha, Padmasambhava, and thousands of other teachers for the last 2,600 years. It all comes under the heading of symptomatic and causal healing method. To do the medicine Buddha practice, imagine the Lama in front with the 3 lights, Om, Ah, and Hum. These 3 sound coming from the Lama's 3 places into you. As you can see these 3 lights simultaneously coming from the Lama's head, throat, and heart chakra into your 3 places, the Om appears in your forehead in white light, the Ah in a sphere of red light in your throat, and the Hum, dark blue Hum in a blue sphere in your heart chakra. Then you visualize all 3 Om, Ah, and Hum blend together, come down the central channel into your heart chakra. And this is to give you the 3 empowerments for your body, speech, and mind to develop their wisdom nature. Then the Lama in front melts into you as the 4th empowerment, so that all of the Lama's relative and absolute training enter into you. And you become the medicine Buddha, with the seed syllable blue Hum blazing in your heart chakra. This is the all-pervasive nature, symbol of the all-pervasive nature of your mind. It pervades the entire universe. It's called the Dharmakaya. This universe is the wisdom nature of all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all the lineages of Tibetan Buddhism. This is a Buddha field. Then, having become this all-pervasive symbol, the 6 realms of samsara are purified of all emotional affliction and any outer source of harm. And because all beings have wisdom nature, it is ripened by this practice. And you think that each and every being, human, animal, and spirit, becomes liberated from their drama mind into states of higher intelligent and vivid awareness. Each and every one. All the four spirit worlds and all the planets where animals and humans take birth throughout the universe. Then this aspect of the medicine Buddha becomes your and their reality. Tadyatha. Om. Bikanji, Bikanji. Maha Bikanji. Razda, Samangati. So, sounding the medicine Buddha mantra brings this accomplishment to fulfillment with the practice. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Sova. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Sova. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Sova. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Sova. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. So the home in your heart center has this mantra surrounding it clockwise. The letters are stationary and face outward. The home and this mantra of the medicine Buddha opens all the nadis, light channels throughout your physical form, 84,000. And you start to accomplish the 32 major and 80 minor qualities of being a mature human being, a Buddha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji, Razda Samangati Soha. Tadyatha Om Bikanji, Bikanji, Maha Bikanji. Raja Samagati Soha. Tajato Bikanji Mahabhikanji Samagati Soha. Tajato Bikanji Mahabhikanji Raja 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 Samagati Soha. Om Bikatajato Bikanji Mahabhikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tajato 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 Bikanji Mahabhikanji Raja Samagati Soha.
Tajato Bikanji Mahabhikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tajato Bikanji Mahabhikanji
Raja Samagati Soha. Tajato Bikanji Mahabhikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Bikanji Mahabhikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tajato 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 Bikanji Mahabhikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Bikanji Mahabhikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Now, as you enter into this higher states of awareness, everything becomes interconnected to you. There's no such thing as separation. And this is the Buddha field. The medicine Buddha is Aksobhaya Buddha. And everything becomes Bodhisattva activity, action. So this becomes the Buddha field of Amoghasiddhi, karma. Then everything becomes the Buddha field of emptiness, voidness, dharmadhatu. And this becomes the Buddha field of Vairocana. Then everything becomes even, no high, no low, no not knowing, no ignorance. and this becomes the Buddha field of Ratnasambhava, then everything becomes the higher states of discerning awareness, that which is appropriate. Complete absence of conflict or negativity. And that's the Buddha of infinite light energy field, Amitabha. So these 5 energy fields are fields of endeavor in activating through the medicine Buddha practice for the benefit of all sentient beings in the 6 realms. And that's the symbol of this stupa. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. And I might add that if you enter into one of these higher states of awareness, Buddha fields, you gain access to all 5. And that's the fulfillment of your realization of your true nature, of your mind. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanji Bikanji Mama Bikanji Raja Samagati Soha. And in the realm of the Dharmakaya, the all-pervasive nature of your mind, all sentient beings in the 6 realms at this moment reach this stage of fulfillment, of highest awareness of the true nature of voidness of their own mind. Then the medicine Buddha disappears into the home in your heart center. The home in a 5-colored sphere of light on a white background in a dark blue energy field becomes the nature of bliss. With no center and no boundary. Relax and be present in your own bliss nature. open, clear, naked, in the state of presence with vivid awareness. And arising from this state of your bliss nature, the accomplishment stage of this practice, Again, assume the identity of the yidam that you are training in. See all beings as that deity. All mantra becomes the nature of all sound. And this world becomes a Buddha field, a Bodhisattva training ground. Any disharmony or dysfunction that you are seeing or hearing about or experiencing as soon as it arises, with your inhale, take that harmful energy, negative energy, as black light into your heart chakra and disappear it. Immediately exhale white light back, and that situation, okay, healed. No matter how terrible, no matter how harmful, no matter how distracting, perfect, just as it is. Inhale black light, exhale white light back, and think that it's okay. Be in the habit of doing that with everything outside arising. You can see it on your screens, cell phone, TV, computers, movies, and inside the screen of your mind. As soon as the harmful aspect arises, its dark nature shows its face. Inhale, disappear, black light. White light, no problem. Don't rationalize beyond that. Don't judge anything. It's an illusion, all of it. And have compassion for those who don't know that. And dedicate the merit of your virtuous activity to the benefit of limitless sentient beings, our children. KYD Nurdu Dam, Shagya Champo Tugirne, Chowa Chinking Malupa, Deni Sala Goparsho, Sanjay Kusum Dempai Chamada, Choni Maker Dempai Chamada, Kandu Miche Dempai Chamaki, Chitargo Mamon Tuparsho. By this virtue of having realized Mahavirtue, may quickly establish all beings without a single exception left out in this state. By the blessings of the three bodies of the Buddha, three kayas of the Buddha being accomplished, by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, and by the blessing of the wishes of the Sangha, that's us, being unwavering, may this dedication prayer be fulfilled. May all the lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May all their wishes be fulfilled. May all beings be happy, free of suffering, established in bliss, and free from all emotional affliction. Duchiche. Aloha. And Tashi Delay.
Good night, everyone.
Have good dreams.
Thank you.